Is Kundalini the experience of God? It's often the case when we do spiritual practices that we expect it all to be love and light, to be a wonderful experience, to be an escape from the world, to promote good mental health, and to bring us inner peace. But when you experience a Kundalini awakening, particularly when it is spontaneous and unexpected, it brings up all kinds of experiences and all kinds of contents from the subconscious, which are far from easy to deal with. And I think anyone that has experienced this will tell you that it definitely didn't feel like experiencing God. Many people experiencing a Kundalini awakening develop mental health issues. They might develop physical issues, particularly food intolerances. Fatigue is also really common, and even unexplained illnesses. It brings trauma to the surface, which can be really overwhelming, and often anxiety accompanies the process too, which can be debilitating and can last for a long time. Also, many people experience a dark night of the soul, which can be considered similar to depression, but which is more of an emptiness, really, more of a meaningless and a pointlessness to the meaning of life. It's also common to experience relationship issues because the people around us don't understand what we're going through and don't understand that we can't just switch it off. We can't slow it down. The process takes on its own momentum, and for that reason it's very difficult to deal with. Whereas maybe if you were going for counselling for anxiety, for example, it might be more easy to deal with because the process would hopefully be a bit more paced, so it wouldn't be completely overwhelming. That's not to say that people experiencing anxiety or other mental health issues don't experience overwhelm. It's just that the Kundalini awakening process accelerates everything and makes it difficult to suppress, or actually pretty much impossible to suppress what's coming up. It just needs to be dealt with as and when it comes up for healing. So Kundalini is a cleansing process that purifies body, heart, and mind. Trauma is held in the body, which is why the trauma surfaces. Heart is obviously associated with love, so this is a process which brings us back in touch with unconditional love. And our mind is so conditioned by our culture and societal expectations. The mind needs to be purified from all of that so that we can experience God and experience our connection with the divine. Of course, many people who experience a Kundalini awakening have no spiritual beliefs, might even be atheists, or have never really thought about God. So this can make it all the more challenging. It's not a choice, and it forces us to take a path in life which maybe we never anticipated, or which just doesn't feel like us. It feels like somebody else. It feels like somebody else's path that we're now being forced to walk. So for these reasons, there can be a lot of resistance, a lot of attachment to the old life, and it can be very, very difficult to let go. More often than not, because we were maybe quite happy with our previous life, or at least it was comfortable, it was known, it was familiar, whereas stepping into the known is very anxiety-inducing, very difficult to process, and quite frankly, just maybe not what we planned and not what we wanted for our life. But it is very key to let go, to allow the process, to trust the process, and to have faith that this is a benevolent process that will bring about good for us. It is about letting the light in, and obviously when the light comes in, it's going to illuminate the darkness within. So everything that is suppressed, everything that's unwanted, everything that's denied will come up. And key to this, again, as I've said many times, is to integrate all of those parts, all of the experiences that we've suppressed or tried to forget, all the memories, all the body sensations, everything that we experience needs to be integrated into who we are in order to make us whole. So although I would say that Kundalini isn't the direct experience of God, it is a process that brings us closer to God and enables us to experience the divine. Quite often people have an experience at the beginning of their process which feels like a connection to the divine, and people often talk about bliss, but quite often that is followed then by a much darker period, a period of working through all the issues, past traumas, mental health, and acceptance of the new way of being. It can be a very long-term process. It can take years to process all of this, and it can be extremely frustrating and tedious. So Kundalini, I would see as almost a tool which enables us to connect with the divine. It's not the direct experience of God in itself, but it does bring us closer to God and enable us to connect with the divine. If this resonates with you, if you've had an experience you'd like to share, please post in the comments. And I'm going to be posting more about this, so please like